شايف مختلف عنك. تمام، إن أنا هعمل لك الإعدادات وأكسبت الناس وأقعد. طيب تمام. أعمل لي وقت على الميكروفون ده. كل معاك النتورك. يلا. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. I hope you always enjoy your time. First of all, we'll talk today about aim high five for second years. And today's lesson is about ellipses. Ellipses with either and two. But before starting, let's see our objectives. Today, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to get acquainted with ellipses. Use ellipses with either and two, then answer some exercises related to ellipses. Before starting, let me ask you a question. What is ellipsis? What comes to your mind when you hear the word ellipsis? I think, or I believe that it might be strange, it may be weird for most of you. Ellipsis is when we omit or delete some words in order to avoid repetition, especially in speaking, in writing, and so on like that, or where the meaning is already clear. For example, if I ask you a question, who are you? It's natural to say that I am Omar, or you say my name is Omar. This is natural, but with ellipsis, we can say Omar. So here you made a sort of deleting for the word I am in order to be clear, simple, and the sentence will be easy. Another example, if I ask you, what's your father's job? You can say, my father is a doctor. But with ellipsis, you say, my father, you say, what's your father's job? You say, a doctor. Another exercise or another example, if I ask you, where do you live? You may tell me, I live in Mansoura. But with ellipsis, you should say, in Mansoura. So I think that it's clear now that when I ask you a question, it's better to use ellipsis in order to be clear and to be to the point. I mean, he said he was French, but in fact, he wasn't French. With ellipsis, it's better to say he wasn't. Only he wasn't. Never repeat the word French because it's clear. So if you repeated it, there is a sort of repetition. Another example, I haven't spoken to the career guidance counselor yet. Paul hasn't spoken to the career guidance counselor either. If you look at the sentence in red, this is a sort of ellipsis. You have to remove it to be clear, to be simple for the reader or for the listener. I haven't spoken to the career guidance counselor yet. Paul hasn't either. And this is simple for me. The last one, they think personality tests are useful. I do too. Here you agree with the speaker, and it's clear that you use ellipsis. Now we can see that a common form of ellipsis involves omitting the main verb and simply using the auxiliary verb. We frequently use either and to with ellipsis. So here, if we look at the ellipsis, you can use ellipsis only when I ask you, who are you? You say Ahmed. Where do you live? In Mansoura. So this is ellipsis. But if you want to agree with another person and the sentence is positive, so you have to use to. Look at number 3. We use either when the first statement is negative and also the response is also negative. So here, Ali arrived early yesterday. This is the statement. What about the response? The response is I arrived early too. So here you use to because the sentence or the statement and the response are positive. Also we use to when the first statement is positive and the response is also positive. Ali didn't come to school, I didn't either. Okay. Here we have more examples to be acquainted with ellipsis. I am allergic to cats. Someone says, I'm allergic to cats, and another person says, I'm too. Or you can say, me too. I'm not an animal lover. Here you can see that when I say this, I'm not either, me neither. So here you can see that you are agreeing with me using to if you are of the sentence either. What about to and either again? When we can also say I do too and I don't either, which mean the same as so do I and neither do I. For example, if John said, I hate mushrooms, John said, I hate mushrooms. Me, I want to say that I hate mushrooms also. So I can say I do too, or I also hate mushrooms. So this is clear that you use to when the statement and the response are positive. I don't live in London. I don't either. This means that I don't live in London either. Here, remember, you need a negative verb with either and a positive verb with to. If you say in the present simple, John's at the office, I'm to. So here it's clear in the present simple you use the auxiliary verb is, and here I said I'm to. Present continuous. Luke isn't going out tonight. I'm not either. So here the first statement, Luke isn't, this is negative. And I'm not negative. So I used either. And the present perfect, they have been to Colombia. I've to, or I have to. Another one, if you use modal verbs. Emma can't speak Russian. I can't either. Here, let's look at what we have studied or read with each other. We see that if you use ellipsis, this means that you should be clear. You should be to the point. If someone says something which is positive, you can, and the statement is positive and the response is positive, so you can use to. If someone says, I am clever, you can say me too or I am too. Someone says, I didn't go to school yesterday, you can say, I didn't either. If it's a negative, use either. If it's positive, you can use to. Okay, let's move to the next one. More examples. If someone says, I watch pro football, you agree with him, you say, I do too, or me too. If someone says, I don't watch much television, you say, I don't either, or me either, me neither. Another one, I can shop for hours. I can too. Here, if you look at this sentence, someone says, I can shop for hours. Here, he's using can, which is a model. So I can too, or I say me too. I think everything is very clear now. Okay, I can't afford anything new. I can't either, or me either. But what happens if you find the statement is positive and the response is negative, or vice versa? If we find the statement is negative and the response is positive, what should we do? Can we use to or either in this way? No. Answer is no. You can't use, if there is a contradiction between the statement and the response, so you can't use to or either. For example, if someone says, I can't stand Justin Bieber, you say, really? I love him. So here you can see that there is a sort of contradiction between the statement and the response. I watch soap operas all the time. Someone says like that. What do you say? If you don't like it, you say, really? I prefer to use the time to rest. So here, don't use either or to when the second statement contradicts the first one. For example, Adil says, I'm hungry. So this is a positive statement. Aya said, I am not. So here you can find that there is a sort of contradiction. I am hungry, I am not. Someone says, I study hard. Aya said, I don't. So here you can find that there is a sort of contradiction. So here you shouldn't use either or to. Now, respond to these statements using to or either. Look at this picture. We can see that someone is watching TV, another has no money, for example, or another person who loves animals and so on. What I want from you now is to look at this sentence and look at the picture. Then tell me whether you can use to or either. For example, the first one, I watch a lot of TV. So what do you think? What do you think the answer should be? Huh? Huh? Yes, I do too. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ahmed. Bravo. I do too. Let's move to the next one. I am allergic to some food. Huh? Yes, Abdurrahman. I am allergic to some food. Huh? Yes, he said, me too. Me too. That's right. Or, yes, that's right. Or, I am too. Okay, excellent. Let's move to the next one. I can't afford a new car. Huh? Yes, Omar. Huh? I can't afford a new car. Huh? Yes, excellent. I can't either. I can't either. So why did you use either? Yes, because the sentence is, the statement is negative. Okay, the next one. I'm not a sports fan. Huh? Excellent. Huh? So the answer is, I am not either. I am not either. The next one. Huh? I don't have a pet. I don't have a pet. Yes, that's it. Huh? I don't either. I don't either. Yes. The next one. I can shop all day. Huh? I can shop all day. Yes, Yusuf. Yes. Huh? So it will be I can too. Clear now? Okay. Any question? So today, let me ask you a question. Huh? What was our lesson about today? Huh? What was it about? Huh? Yes, yes, Omar. Huh? Yes, Omar. Huh? So it was about ellipses. It was about ellipses. Ahmad Ehab. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, so it was about ellipses. When should we use ellipses with two or either? When should we use ellipses with two or either? Yes, Abdurrahman. Huh? Huh? With what? Yeah, that's it. With two when the statement and the response are positive. Either when the statement is negative. That's right. That's right. Yes. Okay. So today's lesson was about, as you said, that it was about ellipsis, and then we moved to using two and either. Now let's move to an exercise, which is an online exercise about how to use two and either. Yes. The first one. Huh. My cousin, my cousin loves to hear stories. And I do. You can choose the right answer. Let me listen to you. Huh? Yes. The first one. The first one. My cousin loves to hear stories. So the right answer is it will be and I do two. That's right. Let me see the right answer. That's it. So it's two. Bravo. Let's move to the next one. She doesn't watch much television, and I don't have to either. Which one? Yes, that's it. Either. Let me see. That's right. Either negative don't. Let's move to the next one. My uncle is a wonderful storyteller. My aunt is two or either huh, two. Let me see. Yes, two. Excellent. Let's move to the next one. He tells a scary story. He tells scary stories, and I do too. Either does too, does either. Okay, huh? Someone said either. Is it okay? Huh? Okay, let me see the right answer. Someone said either. Is it okay? No, it will be does too. She does too. So either is not right. Let's move to the next one. I can never guess the endings, and no one else. Huh? Someone says can either. Is it okay? Huh? Someone says can either. Is it okay? Another one? No one else? Can too? Let me see. Yes, someone said That's right. Can either. So can to no, it can be can either because it's a negative sentence. Okay, let's move to the next one. My uncle has 100 and or more stories, and my aunt doesn't either, has two, has either, does two. Which one? Huh? My uncle has 101 more stories, and my aunt, huh? Someone says has two. Let me see. Does two. Why? If you look at the sentence, my uncle has 100 or more stories, so the sentence is positive. Okay. He rarely repeats a story, and she rarely, huh? Which one? Do to, either, does to, does either. Huh? Who can tell me? Someone says does to. Is it right? Let me see. Okay, does either, because rarely here can change the sentence into negative one. Okay, I like the use of their hands and faces, and everyone else, huh? Do either, do to, does either. Huh? Which one? Someone says do to. Do you agree with them? Okay, let me see. It will be does to because everyone, someone, it has a singular verb. Let's move to the next one. I wish I could tell stories well, and my father sometimes wishes he. Which one? Can to, could to, can either. Which one? So which one? Sorry for that interruption. So I wish I could tell stories well. My father sometimes wishes he can too, could too, can either, could either. Which one? Yes. Huh? Huh? He could. Someone said could too. That's right. Let me see. So it could too. Okay, let's move to the next one. I will never forget their stories. And the family, will to, want to, will either, won't either. Huh? Someone says will to. Huh? Another person? Someone says no, it's won't either. Let me see. Huh? So it's won't either. So here, this was an exercise about using to and either. And again, we should remember that if the sentence, I mean the statement, the response are positive, you can use to, but if they are negative, you can use either. Okay? Now we have another exercise, which is rewrite. Here's some sentences. The first one, who are you? Here, if someone says, who are you? And the answer is, I'm Kareem. Is it okay for the ellipsis? No. You have to omit the word I am in order to use ellipsis in a good way. So you have to say Kareem. If someone asks you, who are you? You can say Kareem. Okay, let's move to the next one. He said he was French, but in fact, he wasn't French. If we wanted to use ellipsis in this sentence, what should we do? He said he was French, but in fact, he wasn't French. Yes, excellent. Let's remove the word French. To be, he said he was French, but in fact, he wasn't. So this is a complete sentence, a wonderful sentence using ellipsis. You said that you would tidy up, but you haven't tidied up. So, you said that you would tidy up, but you haven't tidied up. What should we omit or what should we delete? Yes, that's it. We should delete tidied up. To be, you said that you would tidy up, but you haven't. So this is a complete sentence using ellipsis. I wanted to try all the dessert on the menu, but I couldn't try all the dessert on the menu. So what should we do? Here, if you see that, try all the desert on the menu. This is a repeated statement. So we should delete it in order to be, I wanted to try all the dessert on the menu, but I couldn't. This is a complete sentence using ellipsis. Okay, let's move to the next one. He was going to come round, but he didn't come round. Huh? I think it became clear now. He was going to come round, but he didn't come round. So what we should omit, what we should delete, huh? Yes, come round should be deleted. In order to use ellipsis in a good way, you can say he was going to come round, but he didn't. We have got a lot less homework to do, and they have got to do. Then, so what should we do? We have got less homework to do than they have got to do. So it should be then, they have. That's right. So, and there are more examples about using this exercise, and we can add more and more. But finally, I'd like to thank you all for listening and good participation with me. Okay, thank you very much. See you later, inshallah.